Hey everyone! Alright, today I'm going to talk about LimeLight by Alcone's Botanical Foundation. First of all, it is amazing. It is hands down the best foundation I've ever used. I'm loving it. I'm loving putting it on my face every day. So before I get started with foundation every day, I've already done my skincare, obviously, my moisturizer, and must do is my last step that I do before this. And must do is an oil. I'll talk more about that on a separate skincare video, but it's a must. So after my must do, I take our First Base makeup primer. I shake it, and it's in a spritzer bottle. Super easy to apply. I apply it in an X and then in a T, and that typically covers most of my face. If I feel like I need to spritz it anywhere else, then I can do that. So while that's drying, let it dry for a little bit. Our foundation, just to tell you a little bit about it, it was developed by, and it's made by the RCMA, which is the Research Council for Makeup Artists. They're the real deal. They're who create makeup for film, TV, stage, celebrity makeup artists, professional makeup artists, and they've created this botanical foundation for LimeLight so that women like us can also enjoy professional makeup. So before, that's dry now, and before I get started with my foundation, I take my concealer, which when you get your foundation match, you will get some concealer suggestions. If you want concealer from me, I can give you the colors that we suggest to go with your foundation. I have two colors. One of them is number 2, and also I have number 0 that I use for highlighting. So this is number 2, which is a pretty close match to my skin. I take this concealer and cover up any redness that I have, age spots that I have. And actually, I'm going to do just half my face so that you can see the difference with the foundation. So I've got these spots all over. So I usually don't get them all, but just any little red spots, any blemishes, scarring. This concealer will cover up a tattoo, so it's pretty amazing. I like to go ahead and cover up my dark circles. This is all before I get started with foundation. And for the dark circles, I come down into a deep V, which I wasn't doing before LimeLight. I was swiping under my eye, and I didn't know why I could never get my dark circles covered. Okay, so those are the major spots that I do, and then I take our Blenderful sponge, which this is just a blending sponge. It's nice because it's got a base bottom, round base bottom, and then also a tip to kind of get areas like this. So I'll kind of go in and blend all the spots that I just put the concealer on. And the Botanical Foundation is going to hide most of this, but the concealer, I like to just hit a few of the darker spots and help with the redness. So I've covered pretty much what I wanted to there that sticks out. So now I'll take our Botanical Foundation. My color is Gina Beige, and you'll see I can send a link to you if you are interested in the foundation, and it's a quiz that we can color match you with. So if you answer the questions in the quiz, typically you get it right about the right color match for you. I can also take a picture of you with, if you take it in natural lighting with no makeup on, I can typically tell by that too what shade you would be. So those two things kind of work together for me to determine what shade you'll be. But there are also a few more tricks. If you typically have pink undertones like I do, pink in your cheeks, you're going to be either Gina Beige, Olive 1, Olive 2, in that family, the Gina Beige or the Olive family. Those people also have blue veins like I do in your wrist. So if you're blue veins, pink in your cheek, you're going to be Gina Beige or in the olive family. If you have more yellow undertones, you tan pretty easily in the summer, and you have green veins in your wrist, then you're going to be in the Shinto family. So that's another good determining factor to tell which direction you should go with your foundation. So I am Gina Beige. I like to, there are a couple different ways that you can apply this foundation. You can use a blenderful sponge, which we sell these. They come in a cute travel case, which is nice, a little mesh bag that you can throw it in, magnetizes, and throw it in your makeup bag to keep it protected from everything else. You can also use a foundation brush, which looks kind of like a paintbrush, to apply it. The nice thing about these is that you can kind of experiment and see what you like best. Some people prefer the foundation brush. I prefer the blenderful. I get my blenderful damp, which I already did right before this, and dip it in the foundation, do a little quarter turn, and I start just kind of stamping it on, lightly dabbing it. It doesn't take much. That's the nice thing about professional makeup, is that a little goes a long way. It all blends nicely. It's amazing the difference between makeup that was typically in my makeup bag now to professional grade makeup. Such a difference. Come down on your neck. It's super blendable, so it's not gonna be dramatic, but you do wanna definitely blend on down so you don't have a line. Okay, so you can tell a difference already. You can come in with this, the tip of this sponge, kind of blend in around those spots, but look at the difference already just with foundation. I mean, the evenness of my skin tone is just a huge difference. So easy to use. It's weightless. It doesn't feel like you have heavy foundation on, which I've never liked, so I'm thrilled about that. Everything just feels great. So that's the foundation.